source material detailing the VANE's protocol, and we're going to approach this like an unfolding investigation, a top-secret briefing where every single piece of data is absolutely crucial. The tone of these source documents is incredibly tense, deeply mysterious, and totally immersive. We are plunging headfirst into a dark, highly cinematic sci-fi universe, and I am so excited to guide you through these files.
Right off the bat, this cyber future sets up a chilling foundation. Data is the ultimate currency. And we aren't just talking about money or traditional influence here. We're talking about a reality where human consciousness itself is completely intertwined with digital networks. It's a world where massive corporate entities hold all the cards simply because they control the grid. They control the flow of this currency. Imagine a society totally tethered to the network, where whoever holds the data essentially owns reality.
That brings us to Section 1, a neon-drenched cyber future.
Picture this: flashing terminal screens blinking in the dark, rain-slick streets, and this constant, heavy sense of surveillance just breathing down your neck. It's a highly cinematic setting where two opposing forces collide. On one side, you have the massive corporate entities, basically the apex predators of this universe. Their entire existence relies on total surveillance and absolute control of the network. But opposing them, that's our protagonist, Jade VANE. She is an elite hacker, a seriously skilled rogue operator. The source text actually describes her as a digital ghost. She's the anomaly in their perfect system, moving silently through the shadows where the corporations can't easily track her.
Let's move into Section 2, the digital ghost, Jade VANE.
So what exactly is pulling a digital ghost out of the shadows? Well, our source material reveals Jade is on a highly dangerous mission. She hasn't just found some minor glitch. No, she has stumbled onto a deeply buried, highly classified anomaly hidden inside the global grid itself. And because of this discovery, her ghost status is totally blown. She is now being actively, relentlessly hunted by heavily armed corporate security forces. As the project files state, Jade is racing to unlock a secret that could shatter the existing power structure. She is quite literally out of time. Every single second she spends trying to unlock this anomaly is a second those corporate hit squads get closer to taking her out. She's on the verge of uncovering something that could tear down the entire corporate machine.
Which leads us right to the heart of the matter, in Section 3, decoding the VANE protocol.
Okay, so what exactly is this deeply buried anomaly? Why are the suits so terrified of it? The decrypted intel defines the VANE's protocol as a dormant, highly classified digital defense system, or maybe even a completely hidden network layer. It functions as a ghost node within the global grid. Think of it like an entirely invisible, sleeping giant embedded deep within the architecture of the very network that controls human consciousness. It's just been sitting there, totally undiscovered, until Jade VANE found it.
The sheer scale of the threat this protocol poses is honestly staggering. If Jade fully wakes up this dormant ghost node, the potential impacts are world-ending for the corporate powers. First, it has the power to overwrite global data streams, essentially rewriting the rules of reality in a world where data is everything. Second, it would expose all their deep-rooted corporate corruption to the entire grid. And finally, and perhaps most dangerously, it would grant total digital autonomy. It would cut the invisible strings of corporate surveillance, freeing human minds from their grip. Yeah, you can absolutely see why this data is so heavily guarded.
We're now entering the climax of our briefing with Section 4, the activation sequence conflict.
Now, you might be thinking, if the protocol is so powerful, why doesn't Jade just turn it on? Well, triggering this immense power isn't a simple button press. The activation sequence is a highly complex, incredibly dangerous puzzle. Jade VANE does hold the encryption keys. She's got the fundamental tools required to unlock it. But look, having the keys to a vault doesn't mean much if the vault is literally rigged to explode the second you touch the handle, right? Triggering the protocol requires bypassing lethal cybersecurity countermeasures. If she makes one wrong move in those digital wireframes and holographic maps, it's not just her avatar that gets deleted, it's game over in the real world.
It sets up this perfect, cinematic, ticking clock scenario. Here is the exact sequence Jade has to perfectly execute. Step 1. Secure the encryption keys, which, miraculously, she's managed to do on the run. Step 2. Navigate and bypass those lethal cybersecurity countermeasures, all while corporate security forces are physically hunting her down. And finally, Step 3. Trigger the activation and unleash the ghost node. It's a beautifully structured sequence of tension, where every single step has fatal consequences if she slips up.
And that brings us to the end of our decrypted project file, leaving us staring at this massive, provocative final question. Will the global grid be shattered?
Will Jade VANE actually survive the lethal countermeasures, dodge the corporate hit squads, and activate the VANE's protocol? Or will the massive corporate entities crush the digital ghost before she can rewrite their reality? It's a brilliant setup from our source material that perfectly mimics a cinematic teaser trailer, practically begging you to dive deeper into this neon-drenched universe. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, keep questioning the grid.